Okay, good, good, good. All right, you guys know how this works. I go live for 30 minutes. You get basically a chance to ask me questions, 5 to 7 minutes per call. No stacking of questions. You get one question, maybe two. Use your time wisely. Have your legal question ready right up front. No story mode. Please remember to go ahead and get right to the point. I'm going to put the phone number into the chat section area. Now, with that said, please remember I just did some video updates on where I think the future of Social Security benefits are going to go. That always gets people a little bit scared, but it's reality. It's based off of essentially historically what's happened with the VA, what's happened with the SSA in similar times, such as 1983, the Ginsburg Commission. It also ties into what the private market is doing, which we covered in the YRC analysis. We have the first call right now. Here we go. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Yes, this is Bob in Colorado, and I had a quick question for you. Back in October, I received a short form CDR, and I've had called into Social Security Administration about 3 or 4 times with questions in regards to it.
Sure.
And today I was told that I would not receive anything back in the mail letting me know that if they're going to do a CDR or not do a CDR. And online I had read that they will send you a letter saying no CDR at this time, or they'll just let the field office know to do a CDR. So my question is, will I receive anything in the mail with the results of this, if they are going to do a CDR, if they're not going to, and if they changed my review schedule?
So here's the thing. The SSA field offices have so few of employees at this point that a lot of the traditional mail stuff that's supposed to go out, if it's not automated, then a lot of stuff isn't going out. So like when somebody gets found disabled, certain types of letters are supposed to go out for that claimant. We're seeing maybe 1/3 to 2/3 of those letters going out, but another 1/3 to 2/3 just not actually going out. So the point is, even if you don't get a letter in the mail pertaining to your short form CDR getting filled out and then them not doing anything about it, call them 2 to 3 weeks after that and check in with the local field office and ask them if, a local field office representative, ask them if your CDR has concluded and when your next CDR is going to be.
Okay. Okay, because I was told today I won't get anything. Before that, they were saying I was going to get anything in the mail. So I'll ask if it's been concluded, because I didn't ask that. I just asked if they had saw anything new on it or anything like that, and they had said no.
And also ask them when your next one's going to be, because that's going to tell you how high a priority you are with their review.
Okay. Well, thank you, Walter. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, good sir. You have a wonderful, wonderful day, okay?
You too. Thank you.
Thank you, good sir. Thank you. Bye-bye. Pale Rider, thank you for the $2 donation. Super appreciate that. 747, obviously a big, big, big plane. Very, very cool. We're going to wait for the next call real quick. We've got one. Here we go. Let's pull it up real quick. Speaker is on. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot with Disability Resolution PA. Go ahead. Use a fake name. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Yes, I'm Bob also. And I got a update on my Social Security. I've moved to level or step 4, and I'm dying to find out what this sentence means. Hopefully it means something. It says, as of 23 minutes ago, yesterday, a representative in Texas started a final review to make sure you still meet the non-medical requirements for disability benefits. Social Security rep may contact you directly, is that good news?
Read it to me again real quick, because I got it just one more time. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. It says on yesterday, a representative in Texas started a final review. Okay, let me start a step before. The step before says DDS completed your medical review.
Okay.
And then step 4 says yesterday, a rep in Texas started a final review to make sure that you still meet the non-medical requirements for disability benefits.
Yeah, they only do that if they're going to approve you, because the bottom line is, if they're going to approve you for the medical, they do go to the next step, which is to see if you meet the non-medical requirements. which are kind of like, financial requirements, stuff like that. You're not earning too much per month, yada, yada. So, very likely you're going to get a call from the local field office, or you'll get a letter that says, hey, on this day at this time, we're going to call you, yada, yada, yada. Just make sure you don't miss that call. Make sure you're sitting by that phone waiting for it. And then bottom line is you'll go ahead and have a chat about what your earnings are, where you used to work, stuff like that. And then we'll kind of catch up from there. And you'll catch up from there with the person with, finalizing the check. You get your back pay usually a little bit first, then you get your forward pay checks, and then you're good to go.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then is there still a delay on back pay that's in excess of a certain number?
I mean, yeah, there definitely can be. But, remember, too, if it's an SSDI, they're pretty good at working out those details. But remember, SSI, they give you the 3 months, you wait 6 months, they give you 3 months, you wait 6 months, they give you the remaining amount after that.
Right. Well, no, I remember there being if you were over like 50,000, there was a secondary check before they sent you the back pay or something.
So all right. So from what I've seen, usually there's like a secondary clearance requirement from like an FO manager or something that has to go ahead and restrict it. I have seen back pay get caught up where they have to split up the check. I'm not sure what the exact line is on it at this point, because the rules are changing every day. Every day the rules are, and they're major rules. They're like major, like, at the very top of the statute rules. It's not like the low level caveat stuff anymore. So I'm not sure exactly what it is, but even if they have to do that, they do ultimately get it to you in a reasonable amount of time.
Great. Well, it's good to have some good news, and I'm sure the chat's happy with it.
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
be back briefly shortly.
Thank you. Good sir. Well, you have a wonderful, wonderful night. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, good sir. Bye-bye. Okay, perfect. We're going to take the next caller. We did miss one from a person that was calling in there for a moment. I'll see if I can go ahead and basically get him on the phone. Let's see if they call in first. Let me pull it over to phone real quick. Phone calls. Let's see. We missed it from this one. Let me go ahead and grab this one. Hold on. All right, let's see if we can get this person on the phone real quick. Let's see what magic we can do. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember, he's a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
I'm 59 years old. I've been on full disability on SSDI for the last 4 years. My question is I've gotten major nerve damage in my legs and my feet, a lot of stuff, and I'm getting all my benefits right now.
Mm-hmm.
When I turn 65 or turn 67, do I get put on regular Social Security at that point, or
well, whatever your full retirement age is? I mean, you're on SSDI, not SSI, right?
I'm on SSDI, yes.
Yeah, so you're going to ride SSDI until you reach full retirement. It could be 66 in so many months, or it could be 67.
Oh, okay. I was unclear on that. I know I still got 5, 6, 7 years or whatever before that comes around, but okay, I don't want to take up your precious time for some.
Yeah, no worries.
I was just curious. Thank you. You have a great show. I love your show.
Thank you, good sir. You have a wonderful, wonderful night, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So while we're waiting for the next call, basically just a quick status update on Sweetie. The reason I look so tired and miserable and stuff like that, every time Sweetie has to be moved or moved outside or moved around the pen, or she pees on the pee pad or whatever, I have to pick her up. She's 90 pounds, and I have to move her inside, move her outside, move her all over the place. She's not able to really stand on her own yet, but she's also on heavy medication as prescribed by the doctor. The first couple of days, the main focus is to basically create a situation where she is out of it. She can't think, she can't walk, she can't do anything. She's just sleeping the grand majority of the time. The dogs can't go to the bathroom because the medication's so heavy. It kind of like slows down the intestine detail. So she won't go to the bathroom for the first 4 days in that regard, but she'll piddle paddle, if you know what I mean, all over the pee pads for the first couple of days. Now, I've been through this before. It was punishment at a very, very high level. I hated it. It sucked. It was very bad punishment, but I'm going through it another time, so I'm a little bit better at it. What's been weird with Sweetie is that she has not barked since I picked her up at the hospital. She makes these little whining sounds, stuff like that, but she hasn't barked. So I'm not sure what the deal with that is, because the first time I got her, she could not stop barking, but she always does that. She's one of those dogs that will walk up to you and bark in your face for 30 minutes until you give her a treat. She is persistent, very persistent. But she's doing good. She's on the thing. I have a little a video baby monitor thing, so I'm kind of watching to see what's going on with her right now. But she is pretty good. We don't have any additional calls. I realize it is 1:30 a.m. in the morning, so that's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the phone number in here one last time, and then I'm going to go ahead and count us down from 10. And if I get to go to sleep, that's always a good deal. All right, so we're going to count down. You guys know what the deal is. If we get to 0, and there's no additional calls, then I'm going to go ahead and go to bed. And then, keep in mind, I have to sleep on the couch because she's in the area where the couch is. And I got to wake up a bunch of times every time she wakes up and starts doing a little whining thing. So with that said, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Old School Driver, thank you for the $20 donation. I super appreciate it. It's an amazing donation. Very, very cool. If you guys want to put some questions in there, that's fine too. No worries. But Old School Driver, that's amazing. Oh, we got another caller. All right, let me do this call, and then I'm going to go back to, can I ask about being made to pay back what I don't owe? Yeah. We can talk about basically overpayments. Let me get this call real quick, and then we'll kind of get that rolling. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to go ahead and pause, or not pause. Well, yeah, I guess pause or mute the video you're watching on your end. So we just talked through the phone. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering if you don't, when you go to the appointments for the Social Security office and you don't have anybody to go with you as a witness, and they don't allow you to tape it, what do you do?
Do you mean like how do you make sure that they're doing the right thing? Or do you mean like how do you get something signed or stamped that you actually handed it to them?
Well, no, it isn't the set. It's just having somebody witness what they're asking you and how you respond and everything else.
I mean, so really what you want to be able to do is to figure out what field office, is telling you, and then go by what field office is telling you. Look, here's the thing, man. The local field office people, sometimes they're new and they don't know what they're talking about. Sometimes they were taught by somebody else something that was wrong. Sometimes they're right. Sometimes they're good. But, I always tell people, call the 800 number, call the field office, 3 times in a row. Not that you would, because you'd be waiting on the phone way too long throughout the day. But, you usually get at least 2, usually 3 different answers about the same question.
Yeah, because I went through because I have PTSD on top of my health issues. I have PTSD, and when I got to the office early, the therapist or shrink, so be it, walked in. He gave me a little snide look as he walked in, and it was kind of like, well, what the heck am I getting myself into?
Well, okay, so all right, so just to be clear, what you want to do is basically, has there been bias that has been unfair to you in a way that it's restricted benefits that you should be receiving in part or in total?
No, there's no bias up until I met this individual.
So
it was kind of like I walked into his office, this psychologist, and for my PTSD, and it felt like all the cards were stacked against me.
Well, okay, so
that's the way he made me feel.
So just to be, and real quick, Brett, thank you for the $19.99 donation. That's amazing. I have a question. I'm fully disabled. My normal retirement age is 67. What happens when I turn 65? Brett, I'm going to answer that in more detail once I get done with this call. But to answer your thing, you're talking about an SSA CEME, a consultative examination medical expert, a doctor you go to that the SSA sends you to. They all tend to be biased from what I've seen. They all tend to be kind of snarky snobby, unless they're in the mental field. Because being snarky snobby in the mental field can get you hurt. Because a lot of these claims going in there have mental impairments. Some of them are dangerous. So I mean, to be fair, what I would do is complain to your DDS rep and explain why you were unhappy with that, doctor, and maybe you can get a reduction either in full or part of the medical evidence that they present. If you feel that they were if it was racial or some sort of
no, it wasn't racial or anything. It's just he looked at me and just gave me that side glance and looked down at me sitting on the bench waiting for him to do my evaluation. And right now I'm going through the process. To get the releases and everything else to see what he actually said in his report about me.
So what I would do is get a copy of the report, see what he said, go through the details. But you should, prepare to explain to the DDS rep why you feel that individual was not properly medically treating you. I think that's your next goal. If you feel that it raises to the level where he was being, biased towards you in an unprofessional way, or there was some sort of based on your gender, based off of your race, stuff like that, then you can call the EEO counselor through the SSA's Office of Civil Rights. I mean, do you want me to give you that phone number?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I would really, really appreciate that.
Okay. So basically, it's 866-744. Yeah, 866-744-0374. And that's the EEO counselor through the SSA's Office of Civil Rights. Yeah.
Oh, great. Hey, I greatly appreciate this because it's been kind of like a long grueling process.
Yeah.
Going through filling out all their paperwork and everything. And, I've been watching you online and, God bless you.
Thank you, good sir. Thank you, good sir.
You are so phenomenal. And I'm a fireman.
Oh, cool.
And I'm going through this process right now. So I know what it means to actually help people.
Yeah.
And everything. And you have such a good heart, sir.
Well, good
you
sir.
Really do.
Thank you for your service, because firemen, that job has really bad days. And a lot of people don't even know about it. But thank you for your service, because boy, oh boy, let me tell you, those, and you never know structurally what kind of house you're walking into, which to me is why, people talk about the fire job. People sit around just like, dude, you don't know. They go into buildings where they were never built right to begin with. The wood is gone. The roof falls. Every time they go into a building that's burning, even if it's a small fire, even if it was a pressure sort of boom that happened that, might have moved some screws or nails out of the framing. You know what I mean? That's it. A lot of these houses aren't built well. Now, I have a question for you. What state were you a fireman in?
Wisconsin.
Yeah. So you got a snow issue. You got all kinds of issues there. So, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, people, yeah.
I just want to say God bless you, and
thank you.
The way you help people on your YouTube is freaking phenomenal.
Thank you, good sir. I really appreciate it. And again, thank you for the service. And give us a call down the line. Let us know what happened, and hopefully the SSA will be able to reduce the weight of that evidence so it rolls in your favor. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate the help that you've given me and getting me pointed in the right direction.
Absolutely, good sir. You have a wonderful, wonderful night. Yeah.
Yes, you too.
Thank you, sir.
Have a blessed week, sir.
You too. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So real quick, before I take the next caller, let me just check in with Brett real quick. So Brett, Walter, I had a question. I'm fully disabled. My normal retirement age is 67. What happens when I turn 65? Do benefits reduce? No, you're going to stay on SSDI benefits as a Title II program and then change over to basically Title II retirement benefits at 67. The whole idea is that you get the benefit as a disabled person to sit on essentially disability benefits until you reach full retirement, because as a disabled person, you are unable to work. If you're unable to work, you can't earn income. So if they force you to retire early, then it's not really to your benefit. Now, that's different for SSI people. They force SSI people to go over to retirement if they have the benefits available at 62. But if SSI people don't have 40 quarters of coverage, they wait until they hit 65, and then they transition from disabled on SSI poverty program to old age SSI retirement for basically people who don't have money, the poverty standard. But in your case, traditional disability, you're going to go ahead at 67 and transition, should be automatic. But again, there's a lot of weird stuff going on with the field offices right now. So at 67, you give them a call, make sure they switch you over to retirement. Okay. We're going to take this next call real quick. Gentleman's been calling in a bunch. I just want to make sure I cater to him real quick. We are coming up on the 20-minute mark. Let's see if we can get this person on the phone real quick, and then we should be good to go from there. All right. Let's see what we got. All right. That's the second ring. Let's see if we can get him in before the third ring. Howdy, howdy. Good sir. This is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Yeah, hi.
Howdy.
My name is Linda. I just got, October 7th, got a fully favor for disability.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. They gave me SSI, and my disability attorney had to fight like hell. I hate to say that word, but yeah. So she finally, I guess, the disability, I guess the judges, they sent me to a medical doctor of their choice, and he found me disabled, but the judge gave me SSI. It was kind of weird, but anyway.
What's your DLI? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, sorry.
Yeah, so the person,
What's your DLI though? What's your date last insured?
2000, I think, was 14.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I mean, if your DLI goes all the way back to 2014, like you can't use anything more than the 17-month rule for when you file. Yeah.
I filed in 2000, I think, 12.
No, I mean, when's your current filing? When did you do your current filing?
I don't understand current. Like,
well, you were just found disabled, right?
but no, okay. 2000. Okay, let me just say it this way.
Okay.
2012, I filed for my disability. Okay, I end up, they kept denying me. So my disability attorney kept putting it in anyway. And so they end up sending me to their doctor, and their doctor found me disabled. But the judge decided on his own that he's not going to find me disabled. What he did was he ended up, found me disabled only with SSI. He did it that way. He put me in for SSI, and so my attorney said no, he did it wrong. She said some of those judges don't know what they're doing, and so anyway, I received SSI. Still today, I received SSI. And what had happened was I just got, because they went to the highest court, and then they kept throwing it out saying no, she's disabled. So they finally gave me, just sent me a fully favor, letter. And so I went to, I called the disability office, and the guy kept me on hold for like maybe 45 minutes, and he comes back, he says, you know what, we looked into everything, we can't find you, and, okay. I talked to my supervisor, don't worry about it, we're going to take care of everything. Maybe 3 weeks passed, I ended up going to Social Security, they couldn't find me at all. They said, no, nobody never helped you. They told me nobody never helped me.
They couldn't find you, like they couldn't find your social security number, or they couldn't find you. They couldn't find the claim that went up to, even the claims that went up to the federal court.
Yeah, they couldn't find me in the system. But my attorney told me that I got paper. Mine is not what you call it. Mine is paper.
Oh, you had a paper file. Yeah.
Yeah, but nobody. Yeah. So anyway, so I had to explain to the lady in the office. And didn't make, she still couldn't find me. Then she had to go and talk to a supervisor. And she said, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to put in, we're going to have, I guess, a payee. They're going to call you, whatever. But I had kids back in the days. Do I have to actually go in and sign them up for that? For my children at that time.
Do you have to sign up your children for child benefits since you've been found disabled?
Yeah, for the benefits for them.
Well, I don't know, like, because I don't know what were all the benefits that you got, because it sounds like you got SSI, but you might have had a hybrid allowance with SSDI, regular disability. I don't know. And remember, this is 2012, 2014 area. So if the judge decided you were disabled a day after your DLI, then basically you would not be able to go on to SSDI benefits. So what you've got to go get, and then call me back on Thursday during the live session, is what was your date last insured, like the actual date, and then what was the date the judge found you disabled from going forward?
Yeah, but I don't have to. Yeah, that part right there. I don't have to worry about that part right there because the lady did. She did when I went down to the office. She did look it up. So she told me that as soon as I guess they send it to the payee, they'll figure out about the kid.
Yeah,
that's true.
Well, yeah, I mean, kids can get auxiliary benefits when they reach, 18. A lot of those cut off. If they're still in high school, it usually goes to 21 or 22. But yeah, I mean, it's, I would call the SSA and ask them, are these children due any benefits? Just have their social security, number lined up so that you can go ahead and give them one by one to the Social Security Administration. And then, you should be good to go to check if any are available for any Title II grab bags or Title, 16s options. So, yeah.
Okay, so when they found me disabled, the 2014, let's say 2014, they ended up giving me SSI. They did not give me any money for my children at that time. Of course, because SSI, I guess they don't pay, when you have children. So do I get reimbursed since they put me on disability? They finally put me on disability. Yeah.
All right,
it's kind of confusing.
Do this. Go back and find out what your date last insured was, and then go back and find out what was the first day that you were found disabled from going forward. And those are the two dates I need to answer the beginning of those questions.
Okay. Because I know it was 2015. That's when they started giving me my SSI.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. I really appreciate. Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. You have a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Boop. All right, let's see what we got here. Speaker is on. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. What is your legal question? Go ahead.
Hi. I am on SSI, and I already have a car. It's a 25-year-old car, and it's worth less than $2,000. And my stepfather just died, and the title was transferable upon death. And I now have his car, and I wanted to know if I can own both cars legally.
Well, you got so one car is okay, but then remember, you got the the $2,000 limit. So, okay, so what is the most expensive car worth?
They're both $1,800 cars.
I mean, so then you're close. I'll read to you what SSI car rule. I'll read to you what it is. So basically, let me just find what the actual. Hold on. Let me find the SSA POM. Okay, here we go.
I think,
oh yeah, go ahead.
I think that one car is worth less now because it almost has 230,000 miles on it, and the other car has 198,000 miles on it. And they're both 99s.
Right. So to skip things, because we're at the 30-minute mark, to skip things and make it simpler, what you're really asking me is, how do I protect myself so that I can have both vehicles and not violate anything to lose my SSI benefits? That's what you're really asking me. So what you've got to do is have a car shop, car repair guy write up on, their letterhead sheet what each car is worth. Now, remember, they got to write down why they're worth that. So, rust here, rust there, engine doesn't start without doing this, basically this thing doesn't work, that thing doesn't work, yada, yada, yada. And then basically they write down, okay, this vehicle's only worth $900 and this other vehicle's only worth, $1,250. And once you have all of that, then you can submit it to the SSA and be well under the $2,000 resource limit.
Okay, so I should take it to like a mechanic or something and have them give me an estimate on what they think the car is valued at in writing.
Right, exactly. Because remember, the SSA does a CMV, current market value, and an EV, which is equity value assessment. Current market value is what the average price of vehicle like that would sell for, and then the EV value is like, if you put it up on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, what would it actually sell for? But you get around that by having somebody who's actually physically seen the vehicles put their nickel down on what they're actually worth. You got to basically pay a guy to give a statement on their letterhead as to what the vehicles are worth.
Could I get the car to my mother and still keep it? She's on SSDI.
They're going to want to see if you're transferring assets, basically some sort of spend down provision. So just remember, they're going to be looking for money to transfer hands. Otherwise, they're just going to keep it on your account and say that you actually have it and own it. Just got to buy it from you.
It would be her car. What if I sold it to her for like $100?
I mean, look, I'm not going to